Capricorn, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. I do a lot of shuffling in between readings, and I will tell you, you've got a very rewarding and meaningful career. You've got a new opportunity coming in. It could be a new project, spearheading a new avenue. There's something around your career and you putting so much effort and work into that part of your life, being very driven and seeing a lot of results, financial results, moving forward into the summer. A lot of Pentacle energy was coming out, Capricorn. So you could feel like you're very focused on making moves and major decisions around your work at this time. We'll see what else comes up, but I couldn't believe all of the energy coming through around your career and a new opportunity to work with new people. All right. Yep, and that is coming out again. 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. So it's like you're going beyond maybe what you think was possible for you around your financial wealth or financial gain. That's 11 Pentacles right here. So you could be surpassing what you thought was possible for you to actually even make because you see a way to do it. And now you're like, sometimes we need a little bit of evidence to prove that the glass ceiling could break because of the potential of what you can create. There's something around you shifting in your belief system around the potential for you to create more for yourself. Right, generating like internal wealth. It's coming from your belief system, and then you see it outside in the world happening. So you're truly stepping into more abundance, more material abundance, and the fulfillment that comes from a job well done, Capricorn. 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Came out when I was pre-shuffling. We're going to go straight in because it feels like the tarot is pulling me into your reading, but we're going to take a look at your recent past, your current energies, and what you may not see coming. I'm already feeling the energy. It's like something speeding up in your career. You're taking a new step in the direction of your dreams when it comes to what you're trying to create for yourself financially. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Capricorn. Let's see. I'm going to pull that first card to overshadow all of this around what you're moving through for the rest of the month of April. Yes, you are. Power and authority. Look at you stepping it up, making some bold moves. You're making some sort of power move. Oh, wow. Interesting. Almost feels like you were giving to work that was not the right fit for you in the recent past. Like you had to because like when we stay in a job that's maybe we're finding a lot of success in, but it's not really like doing it for us because we have the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like you kind of had to go through a painful process of giving to something that you knew was maybe creating monetary security for you, but it wasn't like feeding your soul. Something around that. And you're making some sort of shift. So giving to something. I mean, you also, on a personal front, in the recent past, you were being guided to put some time and work into what you commit to long term and whether it's going to yield results for you that you want or if it's just going to create more pain. I feel like you had to turn your back on something in the past because it didn't align. Yeah, now you have the 2 of Wands. It didn't align with what you wanted for your life path. 10 of Pentacles is our life path in this life. And you're like, I want to give to things that will reap rewards for me, not create more havoc or loss or pain. Ooh, you're being challenged in your fire. I love it. This is great energy. 2 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. I feel like you're giving yourself an opportunity to rise above any kind of workplace situation. It's like you might have a lot of competition around you and people that maybe it's like, it's a feeling of empty. What's the word here I'm looking for? Like empty fulfillment when it comes to even perceiving life as a competition. It's almost like you've reached a certain status and you're like, it's not really feeling the way I thought it would. Like, yes, I'm happy. It's put me in the right place, right time. I have a position of authority. I'm a leader. But it's like there's some part of you that's saying, but there's something around my emotional fulfillment. It's almost like you've been so hard at work. Maybe because you were putting yourself into your career because you were nursing some sort of hurt in your heart on a personal level. And now you're like, well, I've achieved a lot, but now I kind of want like more emotional fulfillment. And you're kind of looking out in front of you and looking at, okay, well, how do I want to go about that? And now you have the Lovers. It's like you're unsure. Some of you have strong air placements as well as Capricorn placements, where you're like, I have a lot of pride and joy in my work, and I do want love, but I'm a little worried that whenever I let my guard down, I'm not going to be able to trust in what's coming toward me. Is it going to take away from my security? In other words, is it going to lead to pain? And you're almost kind of like, inquiring minds want to know. I don't even want to open this door because I have to know who's in it, what's in store for me. And Spirit's like, well, it really doesn't work that way because you're trying to control outcomes. Yeah. You're still kind of, what you don't see coming is that, yeah, you've been going through a huge shift. And it's like Spirit's trying to reorient you away from worrying about losing stability, because you're a powerful, let me just say this. Let's just start here. You are a powerful manifester, Capricorn, when it comes to calling in prosperity, abundance, all that good stuff from a place of, I got it going on, right? I'm a leader. And this divine masculine part of you is this place where you are able to create. You are a creator. This is you looking out at your kingdom and saying, you know what, I'm in charge of all of this. And I'm really good at making decisions. But where I feel a little off is making decisions around love. So, but if you go into love, right, opening up a new chapter in love, which I see you wanting to do, especially when it comes to fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. It's like you're showing me, this is so funny. I love this. This is so Capricornian, because you're like, you're all up in your earth energy in the past. I'm getting over heartbreak. It's all about me, grounded and secure. No one's going to mess with that. And then you go into this fire energy, but you're like, but I kind of want some passion here, you know? I kind of want a little more going on at home here, you know what I'm saying? And then you go from this fire energy currently to this air energy of like, oh, shoot, snap. I'm going to overthink the hell out of love again. I feel like this is the genesis of where you've been, Capricorn. And it's all about power and control. Power and control over the earth domain, of the fire domain, and your fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, and harmony and happiness in your bonds, to the air quality around that. It's so fascinating. And then you land right back into your center, grounded center, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Be careful not to start out something in such a place of trying to control outcomes that you forget to enjoy the ride. You've achieved a beautiful level of self-mastery, Capricorn. And now you need to trust yourself and your decisions around love. That's what I see here. Because you do have a choice in love coming in. I'm not seeing the person exactly, but I think you just opening up the door is like a definite ending to the past door. And you've kind of been in this transition for a while, trying to overcome the parts of you that may stand in the way of even focusing on all of that, because you were so career driven in the past. This is fascinating me. I want to get a few oracle messages now. In other words, you got a big decision in the future of whether you really even want a relationship. And that might be what you're trying to, unconditional love. You're softening to the idea. A lot of you who are single, you're like, maybe I am ready. Maybe I am ready. What do we have here? Boundaries. And this was in reverse. Yeah, you may feel like you've been a bit guarded and not really wanting the next relationship. It's like you want it, but you're not sure about it. And then you have, what is this? Source in reverse. Okay, I see what's happening. Yeah, some of these, I actually am taking some of these in reverse. I don't feel like that's, I feel like you may have been disconnected from allowing in love because you had a painful ending in the past and maybe it taught you that you don't deserve it, or you're cleaning up some beliefs around love at this time, Capricorn. Around what you want for your long-term happiness beyond your career, because it feels like your career is dialed in. But I do think that you might have a shift going on and a decision that you're making around your career, around your life path. There's some sort of pivot point going on here for you. And you making some big decisions. The Emperor is making big decisions. Oh, you do. Page of Cups, Eight of Wands. You do have something you're curious about. There is something going on. Nine of Cups. You're worried about taking a leap of faith. Nine of Cups, Page of Cups. You have parts of you that are in opposition that you're learning from that came up in a past situation around needing to just soften to love, opening up to love, believing in love again, trusting in love, being vulnerable. Or this could be somebody you're dealing with. If you're dealing with an Emperor, this could be a lot of you you're dealing with somebody. Oh, wow. You do have a big decision. Ooh, Capricorn, I feel you right now. You go from the Eight of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles to the Lovers. You're like, I am an independent sovereign being and I am in control of my life. And I want love. I do want love. And you're saying, I don't want to control it anymore. I don't want to control what happens. I don't want to force it. I don't want to push it. I just want to experience it. And that's a beautiful place. I feel like in the past, maybe you had a tendency to do that. Or you put somebody on a pedestal. Or you've had a tendency to do that. Put people on pedestals. And give up some of your own sovereignty for that. Putting a lot of time and energy into people as projects, Capricorn. And giving them so much unconditional love that you lack boundaries. Now that could be some of you. Because this could be a energy I'm reading around you. Where you've given a lot of your power away. And Spirit is saying, when it comes to your long-term connections, make sure they're giving to you too. Okay? That's a big lesson for you. And a lot of this is when you forsake your own stability, what you want and need, because someone else has the keys. And you're like, I get to have a set of keys too. How come they get to make all the decisions? This is interesting. It's either you wanting to control or someone else around you wanting to control. But I see that there's almost like this beautiful blend of it's unbelievable, some of you, the positions you hold. But you've had to be in so much of your divine masculine, it's been hard for you to actually even choose to have a partner. I feel like there's a shift coming in. What is this shift around your vision around love not being a competition? Healthy love. Not a battle between egos, right? Whether this is you or someone you're dealing with, you're realizing that you don't want love to be a battle of egos anymore. If that means you got to hold back, and be alone, so be it. Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Four of Swords. You've been healing from something where maybe you felt like somebody was really trying. I'm feeling now this is someone that you've been dealing with. But it's taught you about control. Because, see, this is what happens. If you're dealing with somebody who's kind of playing mind games because they're in their ego, and you're giving them too much power to control you unconsciously, because I feel like a lot of this was unconscious. You start to respond in kind. Then you start trying to control, right? It just kind of begets more. And I think that you're pulling back and you're saying, all right, I need to heal this. I need to rise above it. I need to look at the greater whole when it comes to my emotional harmony and fulfillment. And you're learning a lot about what you need. And this is a beautiful shift for you. Because I think before you would just kind of go along with what maybe other people wanted and needed. This is a big shift for you. Capricorn, and it's part of your destiny to be a great leader, but also to not always try to do that at home in your personal life, where it's about equality, equanimity, both sides, right? Equal give and take. Like, you don't always have to be the giver in your actions, right? Where even some of you feel like in love, you've always been the provider. Or you've needed a provider. I can stand on my own, thank you very much, right? That kind of vibe. Whether you're male or female, there's something around leadership, control, wisdom, providership, money, love, that it's like you're thinking about all these things and you're like, what do I want? And you're showing, you know what? I'm still thinking about it. I'm still mulling it over. Ultimately, I think you're clearing up how to make healthy choices in love that are not based on egoic patterns of surrendering control or having too much control. And it's a beautiful thing to be thinking about because you want balance. You don't even want to call in experiences where you have to have all these unnecessary boundaries. It's like, I want to be in such a good place inside that what I attract equals where I'm at and what I want. And you're like, and if that means I got to pass on opportunities and wait for the right thing, I'm willing to do it. And that's when you're not coming from a place of neediness. It's just simply because you desire it from an altruistic place. You just want to exchange energy and feel the love of somebody, build a life with them. But it's not out of any codependent need. This is beautiful work, Capricorn. Let's see, though. You do have this powerful choice coming in. I want to look at this. What's going on here? Because you're like, hold up a minute. You're not sure about something. Ace of Swords. Clarity. Communication. You got communication coming in. You do. Oh my God, this is kind of similar to Taurus. There's something going on with the earth energy realm because it's like you're communicating and you're softening from a place of unconditional love, but with boundaries now around what you ultimately desire. Just because you're softening to somebody and you might be healing up the communication, you still have to make sure that what you want and what they want are in alignment. Because I see that there's been some sort of fighting going on, and it brought up a lot of distrust. And then there's two people that are kind of coming at it from a place of protectiveness and guardedness instead of softness. Now I see that you are contending with somebody. It's somebody that you thought maybe could be a part of your future. And you've been on a timeout. This is a timeout in love. And you getting clear about, does this person even match the qualities and the standards that I want in a partnership? You're learning a lot about partnership. I didn't get that to begin with because the Empress isn't here. It's just the Emperor. But you are looking at power and control when it comes to partnership. And your need, instead of responding from a place of this is a battle to get what I want, to get emotional fulfillment, to pause, to pull back, to go within, to heal some things, and then come at it from a different perspective. You're shifting the way you approach problems. And the choices that you make when it comes to resolving conflict. There's a powerful moment happening in the near future around a connection where two people have been coming at it from ego. And I'm putting it both on you. I am. This is happening to both of you. It doesn't matter who started the fight, right? We can point fingers, but then we always have to take responsibility for our part. And it's like you've been further away from the triggered state to look at it from a different eye, different angle, and go, well, what was this all showing me? What was this teaching me? What am I supposed to learn here? And Spirit is saying that don't hold on to resentment. Don't hold on to resentment. Because Ten of Wands is the betrayal, right? And putting energy towards that when what you really need to do is ground in your sense of self. Trust yourself so deeply that you don't even worry about being betrayed because you trust in your decisions. So I see you exercising great acuity and discernment here. And there's a powerful communication coming in. I don't know if it's just trying to resolve an issue with someone you've been fighting with or someone coming back from the past. I don't know what it is, but you're at a pivotal turning point with a situation that maybe has been distant, or there's been silence here. Three of Wands is emotional distance, taking a step back from a situation and assessing. You have a lot of assessing going on currently. You either are initiating communication or someone's initiating communication to you, and you get a chance to respond differently than you did in the past. It's not coming from the wounded self, is that the responding differently. This is fascinating me. The Chariot, the Sun. You are definitely changing the vibe here. Wow. You're leaving something behind. I feel like you're putting something behind you that was a heated battle with somebody. I don't know the outcome of this situation with this person. They're not showing me. And I think that needs to be up to you. But I am saying that you need to summon your will and focus on the illuminated part of you, the enlightened part of you, and really look at what you are trying to achieve in your life at this time, around what's stable for you for the long haul. I think you're going to be putting plans in motion towards the part of you that is rooted and grounded in abundance. It's like, yeah, you are moving past an ending that has been very challenging and hard for you. Yeah, you are. Knight of Wands, something that you wanted. Ten of Swords, the Devil, the Five of Wands, to the Five of Cups, to the Six of Swords, to the Moon. It's almost like you've been contending with an energy where the boundaries have been up and down, up and down, up and down. The lessons have been deep and long and true and hard, okay? It has to do with partnership, the choice, right? Are we going to respond with ego? Are we going to respond with love? And now I think you're responding with love, but it doesn't mean it changes the situation. It just helps you both heal. Because I see you actually feeling relieved that it looks like you're putting something behind you. And there's some sort of clearing up, finding clarity in the mind over a situation that's been very confusing and very problematic, that brought up a lot in two people. It's like you have a tower of understanding here. And the true acceptance that it's time to lay the painful chapter of confusion and the WTF of it all. All right? I think that this isn't over for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that. I want to get an animal spirit guide to give you some information. Actually, tell me to get a keeper of light. This has been painful. This has been a painful experience for you, Capricorn. It's almost like, is this situation really in alignment with your life path? Is this person in alignment with what you truly feel matches your frequency at this time? And I think that's what, at first maybe you're trying to force that, and now you've taken a step back and going, does it really? Because it wouldn't be this hard. Let me see. Let's get a keeper of light, which I don't always do with everybody, but I'm doing that for you because I feel like you need it. There is Kuan Yin. If anything, it's brought in a new level of care and compassion for self, a softening. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. I mean, this could have been a family battle around a father figure, but this feels more like, where are you independently operating in this? And how can you soften and yield and come from a spiritual perspective here, the higher truth of this? There's a lot of fours in this as well, which is really about your security and your stability and making sure that energies outside of you match that. Fours and fives. You've been going through a lot of throws here. It feels like karmic throws, where now at first you were like coming from that wounded masculine, which is really, wounded masculine feels like it's all a competition, right? It's withdrawn. It's struggling with the communication. It's reactive. It has to be right. It needs to fix. It can be avoidant. It can be ignorant of emotions. So I feel like it almost feels like the wounded masculine in you and the wounded masculine in this other person went to war. And now the divine feminines are coming up and rising in the situation and saying, let's bring some balance back to this situation. And then it's changing outcomes. Because at a certain point, two people who truly are trying to rise above conflict, or a family trying to rise above conflict, spirit life will teach you to soften, forgive, and heal. And I feel like if you can exercise compassion over self and the other, we're seeing this really beautiful bathing of unconditional divine love coming in through this holiday season, where it's time to look at everything we've been dealing with less eyes of judgment and more eyes of unconditional compassion. Like, drop the guard, see it from a different light. I still feel like there's this shift that you're making around moving forward from a more enlightened perspective, seeing above it all and raising in your frequency here, but also accepting what was and no longer fighting against it for control. This is true acceptance. Oh my God, Taurus had the same thing. You could be dealing with a Taurus or have heavy Taurus placements, or this could just be something that the earth signs are going through the second part of April. They got the same card. Spirit has your back. It's almost like you're being protected from going down a road that you've already been down in a different situation in the past that undermined your security because it was too hard to put these two energies together. I'm telling you, whatever is incongruent right now, it's almost more painful to hold on to it than it was in the past, because we're in a karmic year. It's like we can't keep repeating the same patterns. We have to learn from them and rise above. And I see you doing that. You are rising above and learning from the past. It's just, will this other person? And that's, I think, what you're on hold about. You've been learning the lesson here, Capricorn. I don't know if someone's quite ready to yet. And you've got to give them the grace of that and the space for that, right? You can't push it. All right. Before we read Eagle Spirit, actually, I'm going to get some advice for you. Let's get some advice. Just try to be, it's like you've been distancing yourself and putting up boundaries in a situation because you needed to. And when we do that, it allows you to reassess and reevaluate a situation. Six of Swords. You're definitely moving on into calmer waters because you were really stirred up and triggered in the recent past. But what it did is it made you realize that you deserve to invest in situations that nurture you. That it's not about having, like, love isn't about control, folks. And I think it really left a bad taste in your mouth because you're like, why do I feel like I've got to start playing mind games with somebody because they're in wounded masculine energy? They need to check themselves. And then you're like, wait a minute, I need to check myself. It's interesting, isn't it? Where at first we place blame, but then we realize that we got to take responsibility too for how we respond to wounded energy. See what I'm saying, Capricorn? You're like, yeah, Jenna. Yeah. And see, now you're calmed down and you're realizing that you're learning how to respond less from triggered states, more from loving states. Changes the game. Then there's no game at all, right? Six of Swords. Here's the advice. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. This is coming out of victim consciousness, moving into calmer waters, accepting. Yeah, doing the work, Capricorn. I know you are around, didn't mean to hit that, around trust issues. And the minute you're like, your spidey senses go off and you're like, this person's being deceptive. They're being manipulative. I don't like this. And then it just gets your hackles up. And you're just like, I think you were like, roar, back. And now you're like, meow. I don't know. Forgive me for doing that, but I don't know why. It's like you're taming a part of yourself that wanted to attack back. And you're checking yourself and you're learning from the experience. Say, well, I'll put that in my tool belt, right? In my toolbox of life lessons learned. You are moving on though. And you're doing the work to come out of hurt. And telling you, I feel like the earth signs are going through healing betrayal wounds around and maintaining independence and love and doing the work when it comes to making healthy choices, wise choices in conflict. Very interesting. Spirit has your back, though. I will say that. You are rising and ascending above a very difficult situation here, exercising care and compassion for all beings and acceptance. All right. Think of the eagle flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, it is eagle spirit that raises you above it all, helping you conquer fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that spirit has your back and wants you to experience life at its fullest. At this moment, you are meant to know that you have the highest of wisdom and courage within, gifted to you by spirit and all the angels. Boldly build your nest. Look at that. Boldly build your nest at a lofty space of spiritual elevation. You are spiritually elevating out of a triggered state in love or in a choice where there was a lot of trust issues. Boldly build your nest in a lofty space and know that now you can fly effortlessly, proudly embodying eagle spirit in all her glory and grace, claiming what is truly yours in divine timing. Yeah, I think that now as you reconnect to the source energy within you, you're coming out of victim consciousness after retrograde eclipse season, where you were deeply triggered in a wounded state around something that either was, something that was either in your life long term or you thought it would last long term. And it spiked this. I feel like you were dealing with someone's toxic masculinity. Well, you were reaching for this and you're willing to put the work in. And it created a lot of feelings of love as a competition. And it's not about anybody else. It's just like you were competing for who was going to have control. And it created a lot of fighting and conflict and stirring up within. And now you see clearly there's a tower of truth coming in, a tower of understanding. And I feel like you're doing a lot of healing work around this wound. And you're putting your best foot forward, moving on, summoning your courage and your will. And you're now deeply connected to your intuition, where you see the light of a future vision and you're doing the work to let go. Basically doing cleanup work over an emotional fallout around around a battle when it came to a new opportunity, a choice in love. And unfortunately, I feel like where you're at with this, someone isn't quite there yet. It's like you're like forgive and not forget, but learn. And they're more like, they're not quite ready to forgive. I feel like you could be moving away from someone that doesn't want to get out of victim consciousness. Because you ain't got time for that now. You're like, I learned a lesson. And if you don't want to learn a lesson, then peace be with you. That's what it feels like. Spirit's got your back. You are moving away from something because I feel like someone may not be ready or at the same level that you're at in the elevation from it all. Yeah? I mean, what made you go there to begin with, right? Just saying. All right. Sing lots of love, Capricorn. Take care.